fingertips. My nails dug into the crevice where his name was etched, and almost unconsciously, my eyes focused on my ring finger. 2 rings, one of ink and one of gold. Not too many women would ever know the blessing of being loved so deeply by more than one man. Blessed to still have one of them in her life now. Just then I heard them, and I quickly turned my gaze to the tiny white clapboard church adjacent to the cemetery. The majestic Blue Ridge Mountains served as a backdrop to the picturesque scene. As I watched, my husband walked down the wooden deck steps, a child clinging tightly to each hand. It was a Wednesday morning, and we had the old church and family cemetery all to ourselves. Our 4-year-old daughter, Ruthie, stopped and looked up at him.
"Pick me up, Daddy. Pick me up,"
she insisted. I watched as he smiled down at her and effortlessly scooped her up, wincing when she accidentally kicked a tender area. He'd suffered a serious wound years ago, and it still caused him some pain and probably always would. It was a reminder of our old life, the life we'd finally put behind us. Ruthie's twin brother had already let go of his father's hand and ran to me, plopping himself down hard on my lap. I buried my face in his hair and inhaled deeply. He smelled like soap, sweat, and maybe even some dirt. I smiled. I remembered telling my husband when I'd confirmed my surprise pregnancy. "I'm too old for this. We're too old for this." He'd just laughed then, and reminded me I was always the one talking about unexpected blessings, fresh starts, and new challenges. Well, I can say for sure having twins at our age was, and still is, a challenge. But I've never been so invigorated and optimistic about the future, in spite of certain things I've learned. And I'm loving every single minute of it. I didn't love the extra stretch marks that came with having 2 babies in my belly, but there is even beauty in those. I feel like they speak to me. "Look at the beautiful children you've made. Job well done, Ginny." I watched as my son lifted his hand to the headstone and put his tiny finger in the name engraved in it, spelling it out loud and clear as he followed the grooves. When he was finished, he tilted his head back and looked up at me.
"Just like my name, Mommy. His name is the same as mine."
"Yes, it is, sweetheart," I answered him, smiling softly. "Yes, it is." Part 1. You can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. Unknown. Chapter 1. Ginny. 2000. Fort Lauderdale. 3 months after the execution. I don't remember how long I sat on the hot asphalt of Carter's driveway and just stared at the ground. After a while, I lifted my hip and pulled the blue bandana from my pocket where I had stuffed it just minutes ago. Or had it been an hour? 30 minutes ago, my childhood Bible was returned to me along with a letter from my mother, Delia. The letter revealed some sad truths about her past and mine. I'd read about a twin sister who died in the hospital after Delia abandoned her. And I found out I was actually 2 years older than what I'd always believed. And now, having just discovered the missing motorcycle and Carter's unspoken confirmation that he was alive, Grizz was still alive, I could do nothing but sit and stare at the empty spot in the garage. It was all just too much. I quickly looked back over my shoulder to see if Carter was close by. She wasn't. I held the bandana to my face and started to cry again, this time with small but soulful, gut-wrenching sobs. The kind of sobs that come from a place so deep within your chest you didn't know they existed until they confronted you with a ferocity that caused physical pain. The kind of sobs that if you stifled them, it caused your ribs to hurt and your back to ache. I hadn't even cried this hard after his execution. I tried to fathom why that was.